The second question the lady asked me was, did Jesus have an anniversary? To which my response was, sure did. Yeah, see, in Matthew 26:6, I believe, while Jesus was in Bethany in the home of a man by the name of Simon the leper, a woman came with an alabaster jar of some very expensive perfume. You know the story. Which she poured on the head of Jesus while he was reclining at the table. And when the disciples saw this, they were indignant. Why are you wasting this on him? This perfume could have been sold for a high price and the money given to the poor. Jesus, being aware of what they were saying, he said, why are you bothering that woman? She has done a beautiful thing for me. There were those who thought pouring the expensive perfume on Jesus was a waste. But I come by to let you know today that no, it wasn't a waste. For he is the author and the finisher of our faith. And whatever you give Jesus and whatever you give the man of God is a good thing. I've been at Christ for more over 18 years, and there's some folk who haven't honored me yet. And I suggest to you that there are 3 reasons why. Number one, I believe that they don't think you need it. If you look too good, if you dress too nice, then you don't need it. Secondly, I think it is because they don't like you enough to give to you. And then thirdly, I think that they don't value the service of the pastor enough to give to the pastor. But oh, just wait until it's time for a baby needs to be blessed. Just wait until there's a homegoing service. Just wait until there's a wedding to be performed. Just wait until somebody needs a letter of reference. Just wait until your son, daughter, or your brother is in jail. Just wait. Just wait. Then all of a sudden your stock value go up. But come anniversary time, they just don't have it to give. You don't mind me being plain? I want to talk about how you revive your pastor. And if you want to have a revival after the revival, then a revival cannot focus only on the pews and the people. But a perpetual revival must focus in the pulpit. Because it's not just a matter of reviving the parishioners, the issue is reviving the preacher. Because if the prophet is not revived when he stands in the pulpit to preach, the people will only be revived if he stands and preaches the word. The people cannot be revived if he's not revived. And there are times in the scriptures where we see episodes in the life of Jesus when he shed tears. The one that most quickly comes to mind is when he stood at the tomb of his friend Lazarus, who resided in the city of Bethany. And the text makes mention that Jesus wept. There was another occasion when Jesus wept over Jerusalem. The statement that he gave after shedding the tears was, "O Jerusalem, thou killest the prophets." And he wept. I believe that even now Jesus weeps over his church. And unfortunately, even today, many churches are populated with pastors' assassins. Individuals have been assigned by Satan to do one thing and one thing only, and that's to assassinate the pastor. You must understand that as a prophet, the preacher, as a pastor goes, so goes the church. I believe that this is a good word today, because while the people in the pews need reviving, also you need to know that the man of God, the preacher, the pastor also needs reviving. Every church ought to make a special effort and take special time to revive reviving, but the prophet of God needs reviving. In verse 1 of the 10th chapter, Jesus tells his disciples that I'm going to give you some power against unclean spirits. And I want you to go out and I want you to cast them out and to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of diseases. In verse 5, he commissions them to go out and preach unto the lost sheep of Israel. He tells them in verse 7 to go and preach the kingdom of heaven, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. And then he also talks about them going out to heal. In verse 9, he says, as you go, take neither gold nor silver nor brass in your purse. Don't take any scrip for the journey, neither two coats, neither shoes nor stay, for the workman is worthy of his meat. He calls these disciples and sends them out and give them their job description in verses 7 and 8. Then he also tells them, as you go, don't take anything with you, just go. Don't worry about the gold, don't worry about the silver, and don't even worry about the brass. Just go. Don't take anything with you. Don't take anything for your journey. Don't take a coat. Don't take a change of shoes. Don't take nothing. Just go. And upon first reading this passage of scripture, I was somewhat concerned because it seems to me that Jesus was sending them out empty-handed, which indeed he was. And the reason he's sending them out empty-handed is because he understands that wherever they go, there will be somebody there to receive them and to provide for their needs. So Jesus tells them, don't be concerned about how you're going to be compensated. Don't worry about what you're going to wear, what you're going to put on your shoes, on your feet, and what you have in your pocket, because the workman is worthy of his meat. He says, I'll see to it. I'll make a way for you that somebody is going to take care of you. And the church needs to understand that they are required to care for the prophet. That is not something that you sit around and vote on. It's not something that you debate. That is a divine responsibility. And those who have a problem with that, I challenge you to spend a little time studying the book of Numbers. Chapter 18, and you will find out that the tribes of Israel, only one tribe, the tribe of Levi, had no partial land in Canaan. They were to dedicate themselves solely and mainly to the upkeep of the kingdom. And all of the other 12 tribes were to bring the tithes to the Levites. And the Levites were to live off 10% of that which they brought into the house. In the New Testament, Paul goes on record by saying that those who sow spiritually will reap materially. In other words, if I share my spiritual gifts with you, then you ought to share your carnal gifts with me. Jesus goes on to say that you will go into some cities that you will not be welcome. Don't trip out. Just shake the dust off and move on to another place. Don't get bogged down trying to win folk over. They either like you or they don't like you. They either love you or don't love you. Just go on to the next city. In verse 16 he says, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. But be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Sheep are passive and need to be led. Not only do they need to be led, but sheep seek to be led and directed by somebody that they trust. Sheep must be protected from predators. There are wolves that will come in to kill the flock. And the under shepherd, the pastor, must be there to stand between the sheep and the wolf.